Hey everyone, this is Allie and welcome to the Common Room. As you can see, I am not sitting at my table today, which can only mean one thing. Today is the video everyone's been asking for, a bookshelf tour. Just to warn you guys, this video does contain spoilers for the April Geek Gear boxes and also our most recent LitJoy box, the Big 7. I know everyone has been asking for this video for quite a while, and I'm so excited to finally get to share my collection with you. Now, I am a perfectionist, and if I waited until these shelves were perfect, I would never post this video. But we are just going to go ahead and do it, so let's get started. So I'm going to start off with an item that is actually not on my shelf. It's right next to it, so follow me. So the first item that I have is the Noble Collection Sword of Gryffindor replica. Now this one is a little too big to go on the shelves, but it's one of my favorite pieces, so I hung it up right next to them. You'll see a few things that are kind of falling down. I'm going to wait till the end to just give you a brief overview of everything on top of my shelves, but we're going to start off with this half shelf that I have. So the top of all of my shelves have my kind of small Funko collection. But this is a Funko of a Thestral with Johnny Depp as Grindelwald. And then we have Nagini right next to him. The next shelf is one of my favorite pieces that I have. This is the Unesco McGonagall statue where she's holding the sorting hat and calling the names of the first years. And behind her, I just have a little replica of an owl result. Now that is Ron's owl results, and there's a cute little comment on the back of it from McGonagall, and so I just thought it kind of was fitting to sit in there with her. We have the Dumbledore Unesco statue. Now this one is beautiful. It shows Fawkes kind of flying onto his arm, and I just love the Unesco statues, so I thought that they deserved their own little cubby on my bookshelves. Now underneath that, this is the Slughorns Hourglass replica. I myself love hourglasses anyways. I collect them without them being Harry Potter. And it's just one of my favorite pieces, so he also gets his own shelf. For Slughorn, I have a Christmas party for the Slug Club that is sitting right behind that. The next item is going to be the Riddle Grave replica. I purchased this at Universal Studios on my last vacation, and I think it's just so well done. So yeah, he also got his own shelf, and I just really love this piece. And then underneath it, I just have the bottom row of my shelves. They house like all of my books, and this print that I got from Geek Gear just kind of fit with all of it. So that is a Geek Gear Fantastic Beasts print. So on my next shelves, you can see this is a full-size shelf, so they're a little bigger now. We have all of these Funkos on the top row. So I kept all my Fantastic Beasts Funkos together. So you have the little Nifflers and the Demi-Guys. And then we have kind of the first year Funkos. So we have Harry with the Invisibility Cloak with his Hedwig right next to him. Ron getting sorted. We have Harry with his broken arm, and then Hagrid holding the happy birthday cake. And then I like to put just my little Funkos that I get out of the advent calendar in front of them. So you can see these are just some of the little Funkos. You've got Neville with his Monster Book of Monsters, and my favorite, Luna with her Quibbler. You've got all the Weasley sweaters, and then you've got some Dumbledore and Harry and their creatures as well. So this shelf is my Weasley shelf, and it is very much based around the Burrow LitJoy box that I got. So we have, the first thing, we have the Quidditch World Cup ticket, and I have these little Ireland and Bulgaria stickers because that's who competed in the one from the books. We have our denoming spray with our little Weasley sweater that LitJoy sent out as an add-on. And then the actual spray is right there. Behind that, we have Arthur and Molly's marriage certificate fallen over. I have the key to the burrow, which was another LitJoy add-on. We have the famous Weasley clock. We have our Weasley's family recipe book with a Hollyhead Harpies sticker on it as well. We have this magnificent marmalade candle, which was supposed to be for Molly's kitchen. We have another Quidditch World Cup ticket. And then one of my favorite items that I have is this Weasley family portrait. I have Ron's beanie just kind of hung over the side of it with a Chudley Cannon sticker since he loves the Chudley Cannons. And then Ron's emotional range little teaspoon sitting on top of it. So then we're going to go down to one of the shelves that you guys see usually whenever I'm filming videos. This is kind of my year one shelf. So we have, now this, I'm not going to pull this out because it's a little hard to fold back up, but this is a invisibility cloak that I got as a gift. There was a seller on Etsy who made this, and it's made to be more like the invisibility cloak that you read about in the books. It's the shiny, silvery, just beautiful, and it's beautiful whenever it's all out. And I have just this little parchment paper to kind of remind us of the letter that Dumbledore sends with the invisibility cloak, which that letter is sitting underneath it. We've got our Hogwarts to London ticket and our London to Hogwarts ticket for the Hogwarts Express. Now these are really pretty and gold foiled. I got those at Universal Studios as well. So I have the Nimbus 2000 replica from Cine Replicas. Again, you can't really put that on a shelf. So I put the certificate of authenticity on here just to kind of symbolize the Nimbus 2000 on our year one shelf. Now we have a Ollivander's box, which also came from a LitJoy crate. And I have Dumbledore's, this is the Richard Harris Dumbledore Chocolate Frog card sitting on top. I do have this chocolate frog with this really cute little chocolate frog replica right here. And then we have a Fawkes. Now Fawkes isn't technically in the first book, but he just looked too perfect with this shelf, so he had to be here. But we have Fawkes, and then we have a little Gringotts key sitting underneath him. We have the Mirror of Erised replica from Noble Collection. Now there are a few different Mirror of Erised replicas out there, but this one's my favorite. It's just very aged looking, and I think it's beautiful. And then sitting in front of it, of course, is the Sorcerer's Stone, which is also a replica from Noble Collection. And then underneath this, we have, of course, our Horcrux shelf. So we have the Ravenclaw Diadem, another Noble Collection replica that I think is just stunning. And again, it's one of my favorite pieces that I have. We have the Hufflepuff cup back here. And we have these are also a Noble Collection replica of Harry's glasses, just to symbolize Harry, of course. Now, these are actually discontinued. I was able to get these off of eBay, and they are just kind of what I have on here to symbolize Harry. We have the Magical Creatures Nagini. We have the Slytherin Locket, Marvolo Gaunt's Ring, and then we have this really cool replica of Tom Riddle's diary. It has an actual basilisk fang that you can take out of it and stab your diary with. So I thought that was really cool. And that is a representation of all of the Horcruxes on this shelf. Now, the next shelf is, I have two wand shelves. So this is my first wand shelf. Now, this one is kind of based off of Fantastic Beasts and Hufflepuff wands. My husband is a Hufflepuff, so for Christmas, I got him two Hufflepuff wands. Now I have Tonks, Nymphadora Tonks' wand over here, because she also was a Hufflepuff. Then we have the Hufflepuff Cup wand right here, which is really pretty. One of my favorite wands is this little Hufflepuff mascot wand. You can see that it's got the badger head on it, and he's just so cute. He's one of my favorites. And now this is, I think this is one of the first wands that I got. And this is the Albus Dumbledore from Fantastic Beasts wand. Next to it we have, of course, Newt Scamander's wand with his bite marks, one of my favorite as well. This is Tina Goldstein's wand. Super simple, but I really like it. Theseus Scamander's wand. And then this one is Nicholas Flamel's wand. It really doesn't like to sit up straight, so he's kind of slid over right now because he likes to fall and knock them all down. But yeah, that one is Nicholas Flamel, closing out kind of all of my Fantastic Beasts wands. And then on our bottom shelf, we have, of course, the Harry Potter US edition books. Now this is the whole set, and you can see there's a few bookmarks up here. Like I have a little Luna bookmark. And then we also have the Hogwarts Library, which has our Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Quidditch Through the Ages, and the Tales of Beetle the Bard. And then there's also another Hogwarts Library back there. I haven't opened that one, but that one's just a little different, but I really like this one. Up here we have our Golden Trio Funko Pops, and I have each of their Patronuses behind them in the Funko version. I need to get the others. I know they came out with other Patronuses, but I got the first 3 because it was our trio. Underneath this, we have the beautiful Noble Collection Hogwarts Castle replica. Now this one I just love. I'm a big fan of Hogwarts. I think we all are. We would just love to go there. You can just see all the little parts of Hogwarts, and I think it's fantastic. Underneath this, we just have the Hogwarts Crest plaque. Now you can get these in all 4 of the houses, but currently I just have the Hogwarts Crest. I just thought that was a really nice piece just to symbolize Hogwarts that I could stick here by itself. And then underneath that, this is another really cool piece. This is a representation of the 4 dragons that they have to choose out of the Ministry of Magic bag in the Triwizard Cup. And I just thought that was beautifully done. I love that you have the bag here and that they're coming out of it. And now down here we have our lovely Hedwig. Hedwig also deserved her own shelf. And then Hedwig is kind of associated with Harry's innocence. You know, Hedwig leaves us in the 7th book. And so I thought the little yearbook of all of the kids still in Hogwarts that we got as the cheat sheet from our last Lit Joy box would be a good representation of them on there as well. And then on our very bottom shelf, we have the beautiful Harry Potter A History of Magic book. This book has a beautiful picture of a phoenix just brightly colored on this black background, and I thought that was just beautiful as well. So up here we have kind of a theme of students and teachers. So we have Ginny Weasley over here with her little Tom Riddle diary in her hands. You've got Gilderoy Lockhart, Ron with his howler, Hermione, Harry, and Ron with their little earmuffs on whenever they're planting mandrakes. Those were, I think, the first Funkos I got, and I'm in love with them. We have Remus Lupin with his little scars on his face. This is I'm a little upset. This is the only one that I have of Sirius. It's him in his Animagus form. I do need another Sirius because he's one of my favorites. And then I love this one of Professor Trelawney with a crystal ball in her hand. And then we have, again, more of the little Funkos from the Advent calendar. We have Snape at the end here, but then you've got your creatures, including Hermione as a cat. And then it kind of goes into the Christmas one. So you've got Ron, Harry, and Hermione, and Hagrid with his tree. And then these are some Yule Ball little ones. We've got Harry and Ron, the Weasley twins, and then of course we have some professors over here. This next shelf, I do like this shelf. This is kind of my dark artsy shelf, you could say. So we have this is another Noble Collection piece. This is you can see Hogwarts Castle down here with the Dementors looking over the castle. So that's supposed to be out of the 3rd book whenever the Dementors are guarding the castle. You have this is a tiny little faux glass, which is what Mad-Eye Moody or Barty Crouch Jr. had in Mad-Eye Moody's office in the 4th book. We have another Tom Riddle diary in the back. Now this one is an actual, I believe you can actually use it like a journal. Again, we have another Mad Eye Moody item here. This is the Noble Collection Mad Eye Moody Flask replica. Now this guy is hard to stand up, so he's kind of leaning against that diary. And that one, I have that one listed as like a dark arts item because again, Barty Crouch is using it to use Polyjuice Potion to turn himself into Mad Eye Moody. Now on the back here, we do have a black family tree print. I thought, even though I do love Sirius, the black family definitely has its own little reputation, so it should be on my dark arts shelf. We have, if you can see right here, this is the Bellatrix Lestrange dagger that of course kills our beloved Dobby. I don't even want to talk about it, but that is another piece from the Noble Collection. As you can see, I have a lot of Noble Collection items, this being another one. This is a really cool piece. This is Umbridge's quill that she uses to make Harry and the others write "I must not tell lies," that uses their blood. We have the Borgin and Burke's key from Litjoy crate back here. Now this item, it's supposed to be based off of a Trollfoot umbrella holder that you can find in the Black residence at 12 Grimmauld Place. So again, it's just kind of associated with the Blacks, so that's why I have it in here. Now this actually held, I'm taking it out here. This held a pin inside of it, but it was a beautiful little box. It had a pin of all of the Deathly Hallows. So I have just the box up here that says "Together they make one Master of Death" to represent the Deathly Hallows. And then this beautiful piece, which is the Prophecy Orb that held the prophecy of Voldemort's downfall, where of course it says SPT, which is Sybil Trelawney, to Albus Dumbledore, the Dark Lord, and Question, and could have either been Harry or Neville on that. Next shelf is going to be our book 4, or our Triwizard Cup shelf. Of course, we have the Golden Egg. That's a very iconic Triwizard Tournament piece. Now, I do have, these are just spell coins that came from the Litjoy crate boxes, but I think they're just beautiful, and the gold all goes together, so those are there. We have another one of my favorite pieces, which is my Triwizard Champions wand holder. So you can see we have Harry's wand, Cedric's wand, Floor's wand, and Crumb's wand. We have my little ferret, which was an add-on from the last Litjoy box. So the 4th book is whenever Draco gets turned into a ferret. So he's got his little Slytherin scarf on. Too cute. We have this beautiful Triwizard Cup replica. Now this one, I'm not sure. It was really hard to get a hold of this one. I'm not sure if it's discontinued or if they're just out of stock on the Noble Collection website. But I actually was able to find this on Amazon. But I think that one is just stunning. Then we have our Yule Ball ornament hanging from the top, just to symbolize that the Yule Ball, of course, happened in our 4th book. And now this is another collectible coin that I got from the most recent Litjoy box. This one is silver. It's different from the gold, so it's on kind of the silver side of the shelf. And it is very beautiful. Of course, it says Expecto Patronum on there. And then this next shelf is, this is kind of my Fantastic Beast shelf. So I don't have too much that is Fantastic Beast, but we have our little Niffler plushie over here. We have Pickett holding the Blood Pact. Now, I received a box in the mail yesterday from my amazing friend Jo, and she sent me some potion bottles, and this Alchemy one is one that she sent. And that is for Alchemy feathers. You can see, I love it, has the Makusa symbol on the front. You've got these beautiful different colored feathers in here. And I think it's just stunning. We have my incredible Dougal the Demiguise. I purchased him from Spelunka Art, which you can find on Etsy and Instagram. And he's my pride and joy. He is holding on to the Carnival Apple pin, which is a Noble Collection replica. Now, this is based off of the carnival, of course, that they have in the Crimes of Grindelwald. And I'm not going to take it out, but this little part is the actual pin, and you can just take it out and use it. Oh, I forgot to mention, back here we have, there was a LitJoy Advent calendar that came in this little replica of Newt's suitcase. So it's just small enough to fit on a shelf. So I thought that was a really cool piece to get. And then behind here, we do have the Archive of Magic, which is one of the Fantastic Beasts books that you can get. Those are really beautiful. I need to do like a video on them and go through the whole thing. But we have the Archive of Magic, and then behind Dougal, we have the Case of Beasts, which is meant to, it's another Fantastic Beasts book that is meant to look like Newt's suitcase. And then this is another one of the potions that Joe sent me, and oh, I am in love with it. It is Demiguy's hair, which you can see in there. Very similar to my Demiguy's hair. It's got this beautiful wax, just blue wax falling down from it. And then it says extremely rare Demiguy's hair. I love him. Okay, let's go down. This is my second and last wand shelf. So we have the incredible Sirius Black wand at the end there. Standing next to Ron Weasley's wand, we have the Hermione Granger wand. And of course, in the middle here, we have Harry Potter's wand again. I do have two of those. We have the Elder wand. This is Draco Malfoy's wand. We have Severus Snape's wand. And we all know this wand, Voldemort's wand. Now, I love collecting wands, and I like that there's a lot of room on these shelves for me to continue growing my collection and being able to display them. Now, on our bottom shelf here, we have, so me and my husband both had a copy of the US editions of Harry Potter. So this is another row of the US edition, but we have the book covers from Wizardry Workshop that we have gotten from the Wizarding Trunk. Now, Wizarding Trunk has not posted the fourth one in their shop, and I did not get that box. So fingers crossed they're going to put that in there, because this shelf's going to look really weird if I don't have that fourth book cover. So we have all of them. We're waiting on the next Wizarding Trunk box for the 7th cover. And then right here we have the Travel Magic, which is just a really cool little book that has a lot of different artifacts or replicas from Harry Potter. So that's just sitting there. This one is going to be our last Funko shelf. So this one was it had a little bit of the book 4 theme in here. Now we do start off with the Bloody Baron Funko. We have Filch from the Yule Ball collection of the Funkos. We have the lovely Fawkes and Dumbledore. But then next to Dumbledore, we do have Voldemort. We have Rita Skeeter standing next to Fleur Delacour. And then of course we have Madame Maxime. And now all of these little Funkos in front are from the Advent calendar that was based around the Yule Ball. So now we're going to go down. This is one of my favorite shelves. This is my Dumbledore shelf. So starting out back here, we have the Tales of Beetle the Bard. This is the collector's edition. Now this one is a little harder to find. It's an older piece, I think from maybe back in 2007. We were able to find this on eBay, which would probably be your best bet if you're looking for that as well. Now we have Dumbledore's Deluminator replica in the back there. And then right here we have the crystal goblet that Dumbledore has to use to drink the water at the lake in the cave where he is trying to find the Horcrux. Now, of course, you can see this is actually a Geek Gear replica of the Slytherin Locket, and it's just kind of sitting in there because that is where the locket was. This is the Noble Collection replica of the Slytherin Locket. Now this is the fake locket, so this, if you open this up, it does have the letter from Regulus Black in there, which is one of my favorite items. I think that's so cool. I got this as a gift from my husband for Christmas a couple of years ago. So he had someone off of Etsy make this wand stand, and it does say the Elder Wand. Now I do have 2 Elder Wands. You saw one on my shelf. This is the first Elder Wand that I received, and it's also my very first item that I ever had in my collection. So I think it's very fitting for it to have its own stand. And then sitting on it is the Gaunt Ring. This is also the replica from Geek Gear. Now back here we have Dumbledore's knife, which he uses to cut his hand in the cave. And then this is I believe this was from LitJoy. This is a Dumbledore's Army print replica. Now, it's a pretty big replica, so it's too big to put on the back itself. But I do have where you can see, Harry, Ron, and Hermione. And then if you flip it up, we've got the rest of Dumbledore's army there with the little Dumbledore's Army crest. So I thought that was a pretty cool little piece. And then we have the Dumbledore's cup. You can see this in the first movie, and it is a replica off of that. It's just so starry and magical, and I love it. Then we have this little menu board that I bought off of the Geek Gear store. It has sherbet lemons, which is Dumbledore's favorite candy, and I thought that was just very fitting for a Dumbledore shelf. Now, this next shelf is a little random. It doesn't have too big of a theme. We have all of the deluxe illustrated edition books that are currently available. You can get these from Bloomsbury. Now you can't get these in the US, so I did have to order these off of Amazon or eBay. I can't remember which one, but you can get those on there. They only have up to the Goblet of Fire, but they do have the Hogwarts Library. And then we'll go back over here. This is the Architect, the Hogwarts Architect. He's a really hard piece to find. Also, I was very lucky that I found him at Universal Studios. Again, eBay would be probably the best place to look for him. Right here we have, now this is actually a candle carousel, but I am way too terrified to put a candle on these shelves. So the candle carousel, it is based off of the Ilops Owl Emporium. And I just have it holding my Blood Pact replica that I got from a Geek Gear box. We have the beautiful Remembrall that we got from our latest LitJoy crate box. And it's sitting on top of the box that it came in. It said the only problem is I can't remember what I've forgotten. And then behind it, I thought that this was just a beautiful piece and I wasn't sure where else I could put it. But this is the itinerary for the 1709 Warlocks Convention that is made by the Wizardry Workshop and came in a subscription box as well. This isn't Harry Potter related, but it's just a hourglass. And on top of it, I have this little bag. It actually housed my Death Eater bracelet, and I have some just another necklace that I got sitting in there. And then we have this Gringotts gold bar, which is just a really cool piece. And then last on this shelf, we have the Diagon Alley pointing hand. Now I just got that out of a Geek Gear box and I am in love with it. It's just kind of randomly on that shelf, but I love that piece. Oh, and I lied. There's one other little thing on this shelf. It's just my LitJoy passport that still has stickers that I need to put it in. Okay, let's go down to our next shelf. So this is the first of our candy shelves that we have. So this is the Honeyduke shelf. Now, first we have this little Honeyduke's canister. It's not filled with anything, but I do plan on getting random candies from Honeyduke's whenever we go on vacation. On top of it, we have a love potion. Now, that love potion you can actually get at the Universal Studios store, and it holds some kind of candy. I was not a fan of the candy. I got these saltwater taffy boxes the last time we went to Universal. They have the Honeyduke symbol on them, and they were actually on sale. So I got one of these, and then I got them as gifts for my family, but I kind of bullied them in giving me the case back so I could put it on my shelf. We have, of course, your Bertie Bott's Every Flavored Bean. We have a couple of chocolate frog boxes back there. We have the Honeyduke's LitJoy key, which these are just stunning. I'm in love with them. I'm not sure if you can see underneath it what it's sitting on is a little Honeyduke's can of lemon sherbets. We have this little Honeyduke's tray. Now, this is of course a tray that you can set things on, but I love that it was just this big Honeyduke symbol. So I have it kind of sitting up so you can see that. We have a chocolate wand, of course, some more beans, and then this really pretty Honeyduke's mug. I like that it has the green color inside of it. And then I got this out of a Geek Gear box, I believe, and it's a little Honeyduke's staff lanyard. So this is going to be our Quidditch themed shelf. we have our Quaffle. We have behind it, you can see this is a bludger and bat set. Yeah, so there's actually a bat attached to it. Oh, please don't fall. Oh, I never moved you. Okay, there we go. Then we have this little Quidditch set. We have the Quaffle and the bludgers. Now, these are some Quidditch goggles, but I thought these were really unique and cool little pieces that I could use possibly maybe one day for a Quidditch cosplay. But then if you look underneath here, there's also a little snitch in there. This is a Noble Collection item. It's a replica of the Golden Snitch. This one is a really cool replica. It kind of portrays the snitch in motion, and I just thought that it was really nice and perfect for our Quidditch shelf. Now on this bottom shelf, we have just a little collection of books. So on the side here, you can see we have the Fantastic Beasts screenplay and the Crimes of Grindelwald screenplay. And this is one of the bookends that, these are Noble Collection bookends as well. And it shows the boars that are guarding the Hogwarts castle. Of course, in the middle here, we have the Complete Collection box set. These covers have some of my favorite illustrations, and I thought they just kind of deserved their own little place down here as well. And then we have the other bookend right here, and it's holding just some magical books. There's like a Wicca practical magic book. There's another guide for the solitary practitioner for Wicca. And then there is the unofficial Harry Potter cookbook here as well. So just kind of some random books, but they fit in with this little bookshelf here. So the last two bookshelves that I have are a little bit different than the ones that we've went over so far. So these were actually my first bookshelves, and I got them with the glass doors. I do enjoy having these so that I can put some of the rarer items and things that I want to keep safe. But they do produce a little bit of a glare, so that's why the rest of them that we got do not have those doors on them. But let's open them up. And we'll start with our top shelf. Now I'm a little short, but I will try to show you everything that's in here. So this shelf is my year 7 shelf. So that's why we have Hermione's bag in here. This is the bag that she puts the charm on so that she can put everything that they're going to need for their little adventure that they're going on. Behind it, you can see there is a replica of Fleur and Bill's marriage invitation. And right next to it is one of my favorite items. It is the letter to Sirius from Lily that Harry finds in Grimmauld Place whenever they're staying there in the 7th book. Behind it, we have just a cool little picture of the original Order of the Phoenix. And what's a year 7 shelf without the Deathly Hallows? This is the Xenophilius Lovegood necklace with the Deathly Hallows symbol, another replica from the Noble Collection. Now we know that in the last book that Ollivander is being held captive at the Malfoy Manor. And so I thought that having the Ollivander's key from my last Litjoy crate would be good to have here. Now, this book, you can see, this is a history of magic, which I got from Alarm 18. There is a little box here, which also came from Litjoy Crate. It holds a keychain in it that is based around the Resurrection Stone. But I just love the quote that it has on there that says, "Until the very end," which of course we know is told to Harry whenever he is going to face his death. And it's one of my favorite quotes out of Harry Potter. Next to that, we do have a Golden Snitch replica because, of course, the Golden Snitch is where Harry gets the Resurrection Stone in the last book. Now, behind it, we do have a set of bookmarks that are just themed around the different Horcruxes. So since the Horcruxes have their own shelf, I thought those bookmarks would be a good representation here. And then the last thing we have, this has a little Deluminator flashlight in it, but I really like the art on the box. You can see that it has like a D right here and an A for Albus Dumbledore for his will whenever he gives the Deluminator to Ron. But now we have another one of my favorite shelves. This is my potion shelf. There are a lot of potions here from my friend Jo. Again, she made the 2 that were on my Magical Creatures Fantastic Beasts shelf. So I'll go over and I'll show you all of the potions that she's made for me. We have this little potion here is actually a healing oil that came from a Wizarding Trunk box, but it's the Inner Eye healing oil, but it looks like a little potion with crystals in there. Now, this beautiful potion came from my friend Joe. Look at this charm. Is that not gorgeous? But this is a Vela Essence potion. Let's see if I can show it to you. It's just so pretty. It's so unique. I have not seen this before. I don't want to break it, but it's so swirly. See that pretty swirl in there? We'll put this back. And so in front of that, we have actual seeds. They're belladonna and knotgrass seeds with this little Phoenix Tears potion. Now behind that, we have this cool little cauldron. It has Hogwarts on it and the Hogwarts crest. And behind everything, this is a little recipe for the Offician's Elixir. I believe this came out of a Wizarding Trunk box. Now we have, so for these potions, this is also from my friend Joe. This is the Essence of Dittany, which is awesome. We have, this was my first potion that she sent me. And it's this really cool gillyweed potion. You can see there's like rocks and stuff in there. And the gillyweed, and it's just fantastic. Now this is a Wolfsbane potion. This came out of a Wizarding Trunk subscription box as well. And it's really pretty. It's got this flower in here. Another one from Joe is this potion of Griffin feathers back here. You can see there's just white feathers in there. It has a really cool wax seal that has the Deathly Hallows symbol on it. All these charms are just so pretty. I think she did such a good job with those. And then we have, this is the little Grindylow scales that came from a Geek Gear box. And then you see there's these little guys right here. These are actually Mandrake Seeds this is another one that Joe sent me. So Mandrake Seeds, and they came in this little Mandrake Seed box. But I wanted to see them, so I took them out. This little guy, I think he just kind of livens up my potion shelf because he's so cute. But I have him sitting in a little cauldron. I just think he's the cutest. Then next to him, we do have this Mandrake Draft, which also came from Joe. I got a lot of these last night, so I'm very excited I was able to put them on my shelf to show. And then this is a little box of Bazours. That came from a subscription box. I can't remember which one. I think maybe the Wizarding Trunk. And then we have, these are these are some collectible potion items from Noble Collection. So this one, of course, is the Felix Felicis potion. And then we have the Love Potion. This is a Felix Felicis replica as well. And this one this came from a Wizarding Trunk box also. And this was like hand-blown glass, and it's just amazing. I love it. Now, these are all sitting in front. This isn't actually potions related, but this is the 2020 Universal Studios Collector's Wand. And I thought the black and gold and everything just kind of went with this shelf very well. And I have this little necklace that is based around Snape and Lily. It says, "After all this time, always," said Snape, since he is our potions professor. Behind here we have just the box for the Grindylow scales. You can hardly see, there's another little cauldron back here. And just to kind of represent our Hogwarts houses that take potions class, this is a bookmark set that I got from Noble Collection, and it has all of the houses on there. And then this is the Love Potion bottle that came from the Geek Gear Valentine's box, and it's just really nice, and so I have it kind of set up so you can see it. So my next shelf is probably the busiest shelf that I have. It's loosely based off of Luna Lovegood, but there's a lot of other different things going on as well. So we have on top here, these are the 3 prints that we have gotten out of the LitJoy crate boxes. So we have, this one's based on the Burrow, Diagon Alley, and then the big 7 characters. But they were just very brightly colored, and I thought they went with the aura of this shelf. We have Dobby over here, And he's got a Witch Weekly with Gilderoy Lockhart standing in front of him. We have this awesome little Cornish pixie that we got out of a Geek Gear box. This was a necklace based on astronomy. It has a galaxy in there from a Wizarding Trunk box. I have a lot of Chocolate Frog stuff. So this is another Chocolate Frog box. Now this one is the collector's tin. So if you open it up, it actually has like all of my Chocolate Frog cards in there. Then we have this perfume bottle, which came out of a Lit Joy crate box. This came in my package from Jo yesterday. She sent me this little thing of Quibblers. Now I haven't undone it yet because I really like how it looks. But there's like all these different Quibbler covers in here. I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. So this is a Quibbler cover that came with Spectra Specs that I got at Universal Studios. Now, this was only like $8, and I think it's fantastic. There is not enough Quibbler merchandise out there, and so I thought that was really cool and needed to be displayed on a shelf like this. We have her actual Spectra Specs down here as well. And this was a Geek Gear wand, but I thought that it was good for a Luna shelf because it has dirigible plums on it. We have our little toad from the Magical Alley Lit Joy box that we received. This guy, my dog got a hold of him, so his eye's a little wonky over here, but I think it just gives him character. We have this little Love Potion replica, and it is standing next to the Love Potion menu board that we also got out of the Valentine's Geek Gear box. This is another Chocolate Frog tin. Now this one, it has one of my Fox the Phoenix talons in there. I'll show you him in a little bit. But this one is a glass Chocolate Frog tin, so it's very fragile, but very beautiful. We have the Love Potion box back here, but then we have this notebook, this lavender brown notebook, says Property of Lavender. We have our little Lit Joy film strip with lavender and Wan next to it. This is a bendable Cornish pixie, and this little Pygmy Puff patch that is sitting next to it. I really like this one. It's very brightly colored and a little different than some of my other shelves. Underneath it, we have our next candy shelf. Now this shelf is based off of Weasley's Wizard Wheezes. Over here, you'll see there's a few of these little guys. Now these just have some candy in them. My family planned a Harry Potter 30th birthday for me, and so these were on my table. So I just have them sitting in here. But we have some Fainting Fancies candy in the back there. We have a bar of the Wizard's Chocolate, which we got out of a Geek Gear box. We have the You-Know-Pooh candy. This is a beautiful potion that came in our last Wizarding Trunk box. And it's so shiny and glittery. This potion is just fantastic. It's their Daydream potion. Now back here we have a Decoy Detonator. There's actually a Decoy Detonator in there, but it's kind of small, and I really liked the illustrations on the box. I just think it's done really nicely, and I love the Weasley aesthetic of it. And then on top of that, we have our key to Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, which we got from Lit Joy crate. We have this awesome little Weasley's Wizard Wheezes staff badge. We have some Fever Fudge in the back, some Pepper Imps right here, and then our last pieces back here are the Puking Pastels and our little film strip of Fred and George and all their Pygmy Puffs. So this shelf is really cool as well. It's one of my favorites. It's kind of based on book 3 because there's a lot of divination and things that happen in that book. So we have our shrunken head in the back from the night bus, and he does say fun things. So we've got him hanging back there. We've got 2 night bus replicas. This one came out of a Geek Gear box, and this one I purchased at Universal Studios in Orlando. We have our night bus ticket, which we got from Lit Joy crate. Back here, these are some tarot cards. I'm not going to get them out, but the box of the tarot cards was also just really beautiful, and I thought that they looked really good right here. This is a cool little coin, a yes or no coin that we got out of our last Wizarding Trunk box. For divination, we do also have this little jar with some sage in it. This is actually a cheat sheet from a Wizarding Trunk box. You can use it with these pendulums to ask it questions and it'll tell you the answer. This is the Noble Collection Replica Crystal Ball. So this is an abalone shell that we have full of some crystals. There's like some quartz in here, some amethyst, just different crystals. So this is our really awesome crystal ball that we got from the Wizarding Trunk that you can see has the Grim inside of it. And then we have some more tarot cards back here, the Green Witch Tarot. This is just a random, it's not a Harry Potter book, but it's the Good Witch's Guide. And then one of my favorite items that I have, this is also from the Wizarding Trunk, and it is the blue teacup with the Grim inside of it. And now on the bottom shelf here, this is where we have our house-themed books. So I am a Slytherin and my husband is a Hufflepuff. So we have, of course, books 1 through 6 for both Slytherin and Hufflepuff. We don't have book 7 yet, but it is being released this summer, so we plan on getting those as well. I would like to have all of the houses, but right now we're just sticking with these two. And then I did include this Draco Malfoy bookmark because I thought that it just kind of went with my Slytherin books. But that's the last shelf here, so let's go to the next one. Before we go over our last bookshelf, I did want to show you my Marauders Map Replica from Noble Collection. This is just the Marauders Map Replica. And you can order this cool little display case. Oh my goodness. I'm not going to mess with it because it's just hanging on the wall. But it has this nice display case so you can hang it up. I'm a big Marauders Map fan, so I definitely like that piece. But we have our last bookshelf here. So let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so on the top is a little bit of a random shelf. I am in love with these two books. I wanted the Wand Collection book for a long time, and I got it as a Christmas present from my sister-in-law this past Christmas. And the Broom Collection I got for my husband, but I love that they go together. I think they are just beautiful. I have Hermione's Time Turner up here. Now, it's not really themed with anything, but I thought that it just looked really nice up here. And then behind it, we have some Hogwarts and Hogwarts House pins back there. That's a little set from Noble Collection as well. And this is my Hagrid shelf. Now, I do have to give credit to the amazing Cherry Wallace. I did see that she had her Hagrid's umbrella wand kind of displayed like this on her shelf. But I love that I have his wand, or his umbrella, displayed so that you can see it. In the back here, we have a little Hog's Head sign. Now, I do think of Hagrid when I think of the Hog's Head and I think of Hogsmeade, so I thought that was a good little representation of him here. Now, this is not really Hagrid related. It's about the only thing that's not. But it is a dessert plate, but it's based around Madame Puddifoot's tea shop. But I thought the pink kind of went with this shelf. So we, of course, have this London to Hogwarts silver ticket. Hagrid gave Harry his first ticket to the Hogwarts Express, so I thought that was fitting for his shelf. We have this hippogriff page from a textbook back here, and of course, Hagrid had Buckbeak, but I thought that was very pretty and just a really nicely done print. Another thing Hagrid did was deliver Harry his Hogwarts acceptance letter. So this replica, it actually has the letter in it, but I don't have the letter out, but I love having a Harry Potter acceptance letter, so I thought that was really fun. We have this little film strip of Harry and Hagrid's first visit to Diagon Alley, which I love. I think that is so well done and just so cute. We have this little Norbert figurine, which we got out of the Magical Creatures Geek Gear box. I thought he was super cute, and we all get to experience Norbert hatching out of his egg. This is the last set of keys that we got from Litjoy Crate. This is the Groundskeepers Keys. So I think these are fantastic. They are, of course, Hagrid's keys. you can see his hut on top of that key. So I just thought that was really cool. And it does have his lantern. I don't have a lantern replica yet, so I like that I have that little keychain. Now back here, I've got my pin backs back here. But you can kind of see, this is a Florian Fortescue's ice cream collectible cup that we got from Universal Studios. Hagrid takes Harry to Diagon Alley the first time and gets him ice cream. So I really thought that that went well there. And then Hagrid also accompanies Harry on his first trip to Gringotts. So we have some galleon and sickle and nut replica coins there from Noble Collection as well. Now this shelf is, I feel like I need to do more with this shelf, but right now it just has my magical creatures, except for Nagini. She is on my Horcrux shelf. But these are just all the magical creatures that I've collected so far. So we have Hedwig and Buckbeak. This is kind of my Chamber of Secrets ones. We have Mandrake, Basilisk, and Dobby. And then we have Fox the Phoenix and the Hungarian Horntail. And these are just some Geek Gear wand boxes that these are sitting on. Now we have our last candy shelf. This one is kind of another Honeydukes one, but we're going to say that we are theming this one around sugar plums. It is the candy shop that you can go to in Diagon Alley at Universal Studios. So we have some fudge flies and some peppermint toads. We have this little Felix Felicis bottle. Now this does have candy in it. We have some tooth splintering mints, some more Bertie Bott's every flavored bean in the back, sitting on top of a Bing Bong Ginger Snap tin. We have this Sugar Plums Sweet Shop, just a milk chocolate bar. Now I have it kind of sitting in front of a box for Ton Tongue Toffee, but I ate it and so the box doesn't look that great. So I'm gonna have to get a new one on vacation. But we have more chocolate frogs back here. We have a Sugar Quill lollipop. I got a Cauldron crate at Universal Studios and it came in this really lovely little box. This is the top to one of the pumpkin juices that you can get at Universal. And then we have some fizzing Whizbees in the back here. We have some jelly slugs, some exploding bonbons, and then more every flavor bean. Now this next shelf, I've actually already filmed a video for these artifact boxes. I just haven't posted it yet. But we have our Ron, Harry, and Hermione artifact boxes representing our main characters on this shelf. We do have this collectible Hogshead mug, a collectible Butterbeer mug. Now these, I believe, these were the like 3D glasses that you got at the Deathly Hallows whenever it was released. Instead of just being normal 3D glasses, they're Harry Potter glasses, and I thought that was so cool. And these are wands that my nephew actually made me and my husband for Christmas, and I thought they were so unique and so cool. So this one was mine. This is the lighter wand. He tumbled his own crystals and attached them to the top of this wand, and then he stained the wood. And then this one is the darker wand. It's kind of a light and dark theme. Again, he tumbled his own rocks or crystals for these. And yeah, I just thought they were really nice and I was happy to be able to display them on my shelves. So this is our very last shelf. These are the slipcase edition books. Now these were I got these as a birthday present for my husband because he really likes these and I think they are just beautiful. So these are just the slip cases, but there is the book in each of those. And then right here we have this is my autographed or signed Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone from Mina Lima. So you can see they have signed on that one. And then since I am from the US, I do also have the Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone edition as well. But that one's not signed, sadly. But I just sit it right next to it. And then that's the last of my bookshelves. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the top of my bookshelves. Now this is a replica of the picture that they have in the Great Hall in the movies. I have a video where you can see this actual picture, which I will link above. it's a little hard to put together, so he's just in his pretty case right here. Now these are all of my wand boxes, and they're just kind of stacked up there, kind of like an Ollivander's shelf. We have the Weasley's Wizard Wheez's pointing hand, and it is sitting next to my very big Pygmy Puff and my little tiny Pygmy Puff. And then next to my Pygmy Puffs, you can see the Ollivander's wand boxes. Those are from me and my husband's interactive wands that we got from Universal. So this little guy is just an owl. Now I got him 1 year to put on top of my tree as a tree topper for my first Harry Potter themed Christmas tree. But he's so cute, and so I just have him sitting up here as my little magical owl. Now I do have a couple of the subscription boxes up here, just the ones that I've really liked the artwork. I thought that this Creatures limited edition by Geek Gear was done really nicely, so I have it sitting up top. Now coming over, you can kind of see, I don't have a place yet to put Lucius's walking cane, but I have it sitting on top here. This is Hagrid's pink umbrella wand box. And then you can see my Nimbus 2000 is hanging up on the wall behind it. So in the middle here, we have my fantastic Fox replica, which I purchased from a seller on Etsy. I think he just looks so real, and he is always watching over me. So he's just in the middle here. We have a couple of the Lit Joy boxes. This has our Hagrid and Harry illustration, and then this is the most recent box with Hermione and Ron. Next to it, I do have a Harry Potter puzzle for the astronomy tower. Now I got this as a Christmas present, and I do plan on doing a video where I put it together. I just haven't had a chance yet. So it's just sitting up there waiting for me to put it together. And then we have my lovely Sorting Hat, who is living here right now, but he does go as the topper on my Christmas tree come that season now. And kind of hanging from the side, we have our Hufflepuff and Slytherin lanyards for Universal. I just kind of have them hanging here. They have our anniversary badges on them and our tickets from the last time we went to Universal. So I will actually be taking those down in the next couple of days because we are just a few days out from vacation. I hope you enjoyed this bookshelf tour. This was my first time filming my complete collection, and I can't wait to hear what you guys thought. As I'm sure a lot of you know, I am headed to Universal in just a few days for vacation. So if you would like to stay updated on my trip, or also just stay updated on any changes to my bookshelves, definitely follow me on Instagram. I will leave a link in the description, and I'm sure that I'm going to be making a few new purchases at Universal, so I will probably be adding some things to my shelves. As always, thank you for watching. If you would like to see more videos related to Harry Potter and the Wizarding World, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And I hope to see you next time in the comment room.